Hey guys, just a quick little message before this video slash review begins. Wanted to just give a little shout out of remembrance to the one and only Ruggero Deodato, as you see up there. Perhaps the maestro's greatest film he left behind. And controversial? Maybe if you're one of the journalists that this film was aimed at, perhaps. And I know there are other reasons, but Ruggero, man, 1939 to 2022, 83 years old, man. One of Italy's finest. And saw this on VHS as a kid. Brought it home from the video store. And like many Italian filmmakers, it would leave its indelible mark upon me and for all my life. And so here's to you, Mr. Deodato. Thanks for the memories and all my hopes and prayers. Best wishes to the family as they mourn and grieve this loss. But the man was 83, lived a good life. Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe, with episode number 27. One moment of humanity. Isn't that what we all really want? I was thinking about, Zarl in this episode. So got me to thinking about Batty from Blade Runner. Which I thought is a more perfected examination of a robot who is seeking that which he can't have, and that is really to be human, to have life, to live longer, right? And Zarl will sort of encapsulate this a little bit, which is interesting. So here in episode 27, another Charles Crichton directed episode, released or first aired on September 25th, 1976. This gets us close to the end of disc one, and already we're making some headway here with this new year. This guest starred just three, I think. The main one, though, who plays Zamara, Billie Whitelaw, I think that's, if I wrote it right, Billie Whitelaw. She plays Mrs. Baylock on The Omen, which is pretty freaking cool. Zarl, Leigh Lawson, if that's how you say his first name, Leigh Lawson, plays a pretty cool character. And number 8, Geoffrey Bayldon. I'm sorry if I butchered it, man. But yeah, Space 1999, our ongoing adventures into this new season. Yes, I still miss Victor Bergman. And although these first couple episodes do bring some carryover from year one, which is nice. Now, I know, the expectation is at some point we're going to start seeing some major drop-off. And, we'll see, I am a lover of Italian cinema. So, I just reviewed Monster Dog and I enjoyed it. So, maybe year two won't be quite as bad for me as it is perhaps for some. We'll see. But this episode, One Moment of Humanity, which really is, Zarl's thing here at the end. Basically, what you have here is Maya and Helena, as we open up the episode, are making ready for a party of sorts that's going to be the next day, right? When in the midst of this, suddenly all the power in Moonbase Alpha goes out. And to their shock and horror, materializes an alien from this world that they have wandered into, this system. And this alien does not bring good tidings or bits of cheer or anything like that. This alien, this robotic, as we'll learn, alien, Zamara, is on a mission to snag a few humans because down on her planet, if you really call her a her, they really what you've had here is the the humans who have created or perfected too good their robotic, computerized, artificial life, however you want to phrase it, I guess, AI, got the better of them and now control them. And really, it's the what's left of the humans that are there are enslaved to their robotic masters. But here's, the horror of this is the robotic masters, led by Zamara, all controlled by a home computer, which has a catch. If you try to destroy the computer, everything's going up. So, have fun with that. They want to learn the one character attribute they have not learned from their human hosts or creators is the emotion of what it's like to hate and thus murder. And so they are incapable of doing such a thing, which is interesting concept to run with. And so they're hoping that they can manipulate a handful of moon-based alphans into situations where they will show them how it is to hate and thus commit murder, so they can wipe out the human hosts that are acting as really slaves and servants to them. And so this is an interesting concept. And so Zamara will grab Helena and Tony as the two guinea pigs, and in a, I think it's referred to as positronic. In a moment of display, they're boom off the moon and suddenly rematerialize down on planet Vega. And so really, they just do their best to pit Tony, and ultimately they'll get to the point where they're pitting Helena and Tony against one another, hoping for that violent reaction, even hoping maybe Helena or Tony, one or the other, kills one or the other, so they have a perfect example of that emotion that leads to this, of course, because they have greater purposes in mind, right? And so thankfully, Helena and Tony wise up to it pretty quick on, and even though they are pushed to the limit, perhaps when Zamara is at wit's end, they have basically constructed a sort of doppelganger, right? A fake moon-based alpha, and have put Helena and Tony in there, and then basically have created a situation where they both think one or the other's out after the other. And so Helena almost gives in, but then wises up in the nick of time, and this forces Zamara to reappear on Moonbase Alpha, which she has only given them a limited supply in terms of their life support. So things are slowly but surely heading toward a bad end for Moonbase Alpha. But she is able to delve into the archives, and I think it's Othello from Shakespeare, and she realizes that jealousy is an emotion that can lead to violent action. And so she, unbeknownst to Koenig, who kind of helps out, she will take Koenig and Maya back to the planet in hopes of creating jealousy between, from Koenig over Helena by Zarl. This is pretty much where he comes in, who attemptably tries to seduce Helena, hoping that Koenig will react in a violent way, thus giving them what they want. And Maya will ultimately use her shape-shifting abilities, try to ascertain the home computer or the main computer and destroy it, whatever. But she is the one who kind of realizes that if she does that, it's doomed for all. And so this sort of rides out to the final epic moment when Zarl, who almost is tempted and falls to the violent side, compliments of Koenig finally decking him. He also has learned and appreciated the human emotion of compassion and love, and this emotion will override, you got it, the hatred and short circuit all the androids. Thus, happy ending, the humans win, and our 4 heroes get to be positronically zip back to Moonbase Alpha. It was a fun episode, man. I thought it lended itself to some intriguing thoughts, conceptually, and I thought it played itself out pretty well. It is, for me, it was a weird episode only in the sense that so much of it centered on Helena and Tony's character, and I have a feeling this is what we're going to get more and more and more of as they, simultaneously shoot episodes in favor of speeding things up. We're going to have some characters just can't be there because they're doing another one, and so you're going to have, it's going to happen like that. And that, for me, that's going to be, that'll probably be a downer for me. I mean, it's not a bad thing because you give Helena and Tony, of course, Barbara Bain and Tony Anholt, have the ability to really carry an episode or a good part of it. And that's, good for them and their characters. But I already do miss the days of year one when it was pretty much the entire crew of Factor Right. So anyways, it was interesting episode. And the guest stars were, the guy who plays Zarl's pretty good. Zamara's, man, of course, Miss Baylock from Omen. She was pretty, this AI life or whatever, man, devious, man. Nearly, I was just trying to think, nearly win the day over our heroes from Moonbase Alpha. But we got a whole year to get through, right? So they're going to win out in the end. And so, but I am more and more finding the character of Maya more and more intriguing and enjoying her more. I still miss Victor Bergman, just miss him dearly. But Maya is an interesting character, Catherine Schell, and I'm so glad that she signed on to do this. So anyways, yeah, I don't know what else to kind of run with it. Yeah, I just leave it at that, I guess, man. New Year's coming. In fact, it'll already be upon us by the time this drops. So Happy New Year to each and every one of you, your families, all my hopes and wishes, prayers for a better year that lies ahead of us. My dogs will be unleashed New Year's Eve. Hopefully, they'll bring home a victory against Ohio State. And, of course, my Bills are getting ready for another crack at the playoffs. We'll see what happens this year. It would be great, man. A Buffalo and a Georgia simultaneous almost championship. That would be pretty fun. We'll see what happens. But yeah, as always, man. Next episode, all that glisters, and then we'll be done with disc 1 already. Look at that, making progress. As always, we end these things off with Go Bills.